Hello, hello. Is anybody out there? Hello, good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are. And welcome to THFC Till I Die, your home of Tottenham, past, present, and the exciting future. As we say, thank God Spurs are back this time next week. No more depressing rugby. No more depressing soccer over here. No more Stephen Kenny. Thank God. No more watching Matt Doherty running around the pitch like he's a prime Maradona and absolutely useless. But good old Ange Ball is back, Philip. How are you? You're looking forward to Ange Ball. But don't worry, we have Kenny Ball tonight. And I can see you're really excited about it.
Yeah, I'm looking around to see if I've got any matchsticks I can use to prop my eyelids open. Because I'm not expecting much tonight. I mean, we're going to beat Gibraltar. It's usually we don't beat Gibraltar. I think we may give it up altogether, but it's not going to be exciting.
What was the stat you told me earlier?
Oh, this is absolutely God's honest truth.
Yeah,
Gibraltar have played in competitive games since they became into UEFA. They've played 43 matches. So the record is played 43, won 0, drawn 0, lost 43. Now, they've only been level at half-time in 2 of those matches. Both against Ireland. So, no offense to Gibraltar, but the centre-back is 40 years of age, right?
No.
And he probably still beat our boys for pace.
Do you know, Philip, this has all the ingredients, right, of an Ireland defeat tonight. You do realise that, don't you?
Oh God. Does. I hope not. If Ireland lose tonight, they better fly into Reykjavik on their way home or something and take a boat over, because if they're seen at Dublin Airport, they'll be absolutely homegrown and quartered.
Look, they did lose to Azerbaijan, by the way.
Well, Azerbaijan are like Real Madrid compared to Gibraltar. Come on.
Oh dear. But you can see it happening, can't you? You can see it happening.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
Bizarre own goal, but anyway.
Probably the ball hit both crossbar, hit the crossbar off both posts, in off the back of the goalkeeper's head or something, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, let's see who's in the chat tonight. And we only got one person in, Dragon D Nuts. Big g'day. G'day all.
Right.
Yeah. Where are all the people, Philip? They all disappeared.
They must be all recovering after the rugby last night.
And there must be.
Yes.
You know, that was some match. That was some match last night, though, wasn't it, Philip?
Superb game. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
And fair play to England beating Fiji as well. I have to give
Fiji. They got let's face it, if I was England, I wouldn't be looking forward to South Africa on Saturday.
No,
I think they could be in for a hiding.
Yeah, well, we are going to cover that game. We are going to cover it here on THFC Till I Die. As Philip, and look, we are going to stick with the rugby watch-alongs actually for the Six Nations and the autumn internationals as well. We will be sticking into it, especially following Ireland as we gear up for the next World Cup in 2027.
Well, that's 4 years. 2027, it's a good while away, isn't it?
So we have to start the build up now, Philip. We'll have to start the build up for the World Cup in 2027. We'll have to get you fit and ready to get out there.
Oh God.
Yeah, but Chris says, "Good afternoon, lads. Hope you're well." Yeah, we're grand.
Hi, Chris.
We're grand. Yeah, Philip. Look, Spurs are back next week. The Premier League's back this weekend. A lot's happened over the weekend because Manchester United been sold to a little bit.
Well, nearly. We're not quite sure, but it looks
not
like
quite sure. And Tottenham players coming through their games safely, thank God.
And 2 debutants. We made Destiny Odoje made his debut for Italy and had an assist, and Mickey van der Ven made his debut for Holland. So that's 2 full internationals more on our books now.
Yeah. So
congratulations
how do you,
to the lads.
Yeah, how do you feel the lads will be this week? Now, England are training at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for the Italy game.
Just one
tonight.
second. Can I just? There's a Hoover. there's a Hoover going in. Oh, it's got Mary. Most inconsiderate with these women sometimes. Anyway.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
He does it on purpose, you know.
I love it. Do you know, he's there on the stream and he meets it and you can see him having a go. It is so funny.
Anyway.
I don't know. But firstly, also, I want to wish a big happy birthday to Dave's other half, Emily. It was a birthday of the weekend. So big happy birthday, Emily.
Happy birthday.
And I hope Dave sport you rotten.
Yeah.
Really bad. Yeah. Anyway, we've got Chris. I was about to call him Greg there. Chris saying the English team have Cumbia or Crombia. Have I said that right, Philip?
No, Cumbria. Yeah, that's it. Cumbria.
In which is the state of Carlisle. A great job from where we were. And when we came in the end of the road, unfortunately, we'll be getting hammered off South Africa. Now, you got to give rugby credit where credit's due, Philip. They didn't.
Oh, yeah. England came in. England have done very well to get what they did. They didn't expect to get this far, I don't think, you know.
No, I mean, they did come into the tournament on the back of a few defeats. We beat them, of course, in Dublin as well before there.
Yeah.
And they've gone further than we have. Says a lot. Sport is very fickle.
Well, they did get a slightly easier draw now. You know, they got Fiji in the quarterfinals.
No, Philip, don't be bitter.
I'm only stating the obvious. I'm only stating the obvious there. You know?
We're not a bitter nation here, Philip. We wish all nations
not
well.
a bit. Not a bit.
Not a bit.
We wish all nations very well, except some of them.
Yeah. Okay. Some of them, like in the
say nothing. No, say nothing. Say nothing.
Just a very quick update on what's happening there. I was saying just before I came on, Philip, just very briefly, just to stick away from sport, that the fuel trucks are starting to go in now from Egypt into Gaza. Now, they've let a couple of trucks in across the border now. That's according to CNN.
Fuel trucks? What's the relevance of that?
The hospitals are going to run out. No.
Oh, yeah, of course. I get you. I get you. Well, that's good. Yeah. That's good. That's a good start. That's a good start. They do seem to be holding back a bit anyway. I'm not.
Yeah, hang on there for a minute, Philip. Just keep talking there.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll keep on. Gregcellent is saying, "Good afternoon, fellas. Hiya, Gregcellent." And Ian Ferguson is saying, "Morning all. Big up to Scotland for making the Euros. Yeah, great performance by Scotland. Really, really good. Delighted for them now that they've got through. And Wales did well last night too. And I believe Ben Davies and Joe Roden played a big part in their win over Croatia. So fair dues. Chris Welsh, every team gets luck at the draw we take. That's true enough. Although I think the draw for this had something to do with the way you're finished up in your relative leagues and whatever. It's Ireland just got the group of death, really, I suppose, with South Africa and Scotland and who else did we get? Well, we had Romania to start with. So, but then to get New Zealand at the end of it was a bit tough. But anyway, these things happen. So.
We should have beaten New Zealand if we're taking our chances.
We probably should. If we're taking our chances, if we got the look over the green, we would have done. You know?
I have a solution why what happened on Saturday happened, Philip. Right? Me and Colin have come up to the reasons why Ireland lost on Saturday. We feel Andy Farrell was kidnapped by Stephen Kenny, and Stephen Kenny took over the Ireland rugby job, right? And he put on a mask like Andy Farrell, right? And he absolutely balls that job off as well. Now, if you're watching this, Stephen, lovely man, I think you're a lovely man, but you're a useless football manager. Please go. Just go. Do us all a favor. Put Philip out of his misery with me going on about it.
Please do, because if I hear Stephen Kenny's name mentioned one more time, I am going to do something I'll regret. Please, I said to him tonight, we're going to watch the match, right? You can refer to Stephen Kenny as the man whose name rhymes with Penny, the man who is crap at football, man. I do not want to hear the name Stephen Kenny mentioned, right?
Actually, wasn't the talking. I was talking about the man who took over the Ireland job from 1920 to 1923.
Oh, during the war, the armed conflict from 1939 to 45.
Anyway.
Oh, lovely.
After we've just totally made asses of myself.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Dermot. I'm gonna every time you mention his name tonight, I'm going to put a tick on a pad, right? And at the end of the game, I'm going to tot up. Dermot mentioned Stephen Kenny 373 times during the match tonight.
Oh, dear. I'm going to have to come up with unique ways of mentioning them without getting any.
Or if I even know who you're talking about, I still get a tick. Even if you're disguising the
Now,
name behind something else, right?
We're going to start up with a great subject you love, Philip. I know you love this subject, right? I know you stay up at night reading stats books about VAR. You've even got Harry Webb next to your bed, and you say goodnight to him every night.
Night,
That's
Harold,
with Stephen Gunn.
or whatever you call him.
See, there you go. Harold. Oh, you got a nickname for him already. Premier League table, Philip, without VAR, where Newcastle United, Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal, Spurs would sit. Now, going across the bottom of your screen, we've got Liverpool in fourth, 18 plus 1. Man City third, points without VAR, 18, no difference whatsoever. Arsenal second, points without VAR, 19, minus 1. And then Tottenham would be top, points without 22, VAR 22, plus 2.
So we're top anyway. We're top anyway. Very good.
That makes a lot of a difference, does it? Really, VAR to the top 4.
Yeah.
If you think about it. So
Absolutely.
Liverpool are complaining. And they're actually, apart from us,
that's what they do,
damn it.
Yeah. That's what they do.
So where would you think VAR coming back this weekend, Philip? Are you looking forward to it?
Or I hope
hell.
I hope they've been watching the rugby and show how to do it. How they do it. Okay, I think there was a couple of instances the weekend where maybe the rugby thing didn't get it right. I think Wales had a case where the Argentinian guy should have been sent off and wasn't. And there was a case yesterday where the South African guy only got a yellow card, and maybe he should have got a red. So it happens. But they do generally do things better in rugby, and hope our boys are either A, watching it, B, not coming home from Dubai on Sunday night to do our Spurs game. Hint, hint.
Yeah. Chris is saying back to this again.
Is that Stephen Kenny or VAR? Hard to know.
VAR.
VAR.
And then keep VAR away from the English football leagues. Yeah, absolutely. Probably was about Stephen Kenny. And keep VAR, exactly. Look, and also, Philip, another bit of news here is Daniel Levy steps back from Tottenham Road following 3 new appointments. Now, we know how Daniel Levy likes to get involved and do bits and pieces around the club. He likes making tea for Ange Postecoglou. He likes cooking the players' breakfast.
Yeah, he does the white lines on the pitch as well, I believe.
He does, and he even does the cleaning. Now, I'd like to know where he was Monday night when the stadium got vandalised. Where he was he sleeping in his security?
He was having the night off. It was his first night off in 3 years.
Was it? And look what happened.
Yeah.
The left trigger. The left trigger doing
because they'll tell you he does the security as well. And it took a night off last Monday. That's what it was.
Yeah. But he left trigger in charge. Do you know?
All right. Okay. Yeah.
The left trigger and Del Boy.
Did he give him a medal?
Yeah, they did. He used the same.
Same
he
brush.
was usually
17 new heads and 14 new handles with the same brush.
That man made the show. Now,
big Spurs fan too. God rest him.
He was a massive Spurs fan. It says Tottenham chairman Daniel Levy is to take a step back from being involved in transfer dealings. Hallelujah, says Philip. According to reports, he was forced to play a key part in the summer window, but 3 recent appointments he will be taking a step back. He didn't do too badly this summer, to be fair, Philip, if he was involved in it. And secondly, do you think it's about time he took things a bit slower? Bless him.
I hope he does. It's good to see that we've now got Scott Munn, John, Lange, and then the Don Paratici is still there as a consultant, all forming a kind of a barrier between him and the transfer market. So it's a good thing. But Daniel Levy's very good at what he does business-wise. Let him stick to that, and I think we'll benefit from it. But keep him away from the transfers.
Now, you look at the Man United thing, which we will talk about. It is going to kick off big time. You look to the likes of Manchester City, Newcastle, state-owned. Why has Daniel Levy, has he been a smarter chairman out of all of them, the way he's ran Tottenham? Put aside we haven't won a trophy since 2008. Let's put that aside to one point. And let's talk about the business side of the game.
Well, I wouldn't say
do you think business-wise he's done better than, say, Man United or Glazers or than them, or
Oh
is it
yeah.
really success and business do mix in football? If you know what I mean.
I think Mike Ashley, when he was at Newcastle United, he did better than Glazers at Manchester United, and he was a disaster. So yeah, I mean, Daniel Levy. Let's face it, Spurs will never have an issue with financial fair play, because I would say our books are squeaky clean, and so fair dues to him for that. It's just maybe he's got into things he thought he was better at than he was. Transfer dealings, not paying the price when skimping over a couple of million, and otherwise we would have got Jack Grealish, that sort of thing, So hopefully he's gone from that now, and he'll stick to what he's good at. And also, we're one of the best run clubs in the world. We are, absolutely. When you look at the likes of Barcelona in financial trouble, Real Madrid absolutely up the creek financially, Manchester United being bled dry by the Glazers. That is a horrible situation for the fans to be looking in on. We don't have to do that. Okay, we vent our anger on Daniel Levy because he didn't spend money when he should, and we haven't won trophies, fair enough. But at the heel of the hunt, right? I can remember back when we nearly went out of business in 1991 because of Irving Scholar. I never, ever want to go through that again. And we won't ever go through it again with Daniel Levy's in charge. And if you can believe the rumours that maybe there's going to be an Arab interest in taking over the club, but fair dues, then we'll be all right. That I just find it strange to think that, and ironic in the present circumstances, that an Arab consortium would be considering taking over what's ostensibly a Jewish club. You can read all sorts of irony and into that, the way things are going on at the moment. But let's see what happens. If an offer comes in, let's see if it's good for the club, and if it's good for the club.
You talk about the Man United thing, and I was going to talk about it later. We might as well talk about it now, Philip. Now, look, the Man United saying that Radcliffe's firm, INEOS, who have links into Formula One as well with McLaren, with Mercedes, are expected to pay 1.3 billion for a 25% stake, with the decision set to be formalised at a board meeting next week. Now, there is 12 people on that board meeting. Now, they're classed into three separate: Class A, Class B, and then probably the rest of the directors, which so Alex Ferguson's part of that as a director. So Bobby Charlton's a director of the club. Martin
he won't be able to do much.
Is an ordinary president. So they will probably ratify this deal and it to go through. Now, Sky Sports, one of their reporters was saying today about it, and this was one of the things he said, and I will go to what he finished with, but he says, I think a lot of United fans will be happy. So Jim Ratcliffe ticks a lot of the boxes. He's a self-made billionaire. He's a United supporter. He was born not far from Old Trafford. Now, and then he goes on to saying, though, no Manchester United fans, no Manchester United fan is dancing in the streets, because I think the vast majority of them wanted a clean break from the Glazers, and this is not happening. So, and one bit he was saying, all the fans are going to be happy, and another way he's saying at the end they won't be happy.
They won't be happy. They won't be happy.
Where do you see?
Let's face it, 25% doesn't beat 75. Glazers still have a controlling interest in that club.
So, well, Colin was telling me that there's a few United fans going on social media saying they're going to get this game stopped on Saturday.
Oh God!
Now, do they have a point, Philip? Or do you think that's going a bit too far?
Oh, no, you can't stop a game just because you disagree with the owner. I'm sorry, no. I totally are against that. Totally against it. Like what's going to happen here, I think Manchester United were better off making a clean break away from the Glazers, because Jim Ratcliffe can come in with his 1.2, but which is vastly overpriced, by the way. United are not worth 5 billion. Absolutely ridiculous. And what is he going to be allowed to do at 25% holder? Is he going to be able to make 25% of the decisions? Doesn't work that way. Anything he proposes is going to have to be passed by the board.
Well,
he wants to bring in a new director of football. Can he get that through the board?
He's taken over the football inside of Manchester United.
But that's more than 25%. That's more than 25% of the club.
Yeah.
You say Man United is only a 25% football club and 75% something else? Because that's the way it looks. If that's what he's like, he'd want to have a very specific contract drawn up that he's responsible for A, B, and C, right? And then he can do what he wants there. But if the Glazers, I just don't know. It's going to be. To be honest with you, I think this is heading for a divorce very quickly. This agreement, it's not a good one for Manchester United. And I'm not knowing the ins and outs of it, but on the face of it, it doesn't look good for me. And I don't think United
And
fans will like it
also,
either.
it also with the Qatar bid, they jerked him around a lot of the time, Philip, with the bid. Now they kept putting the bid up. He offered what was it, 3.5 billion for Man United. They're only worth on the market 2.5 billion.
Yeah, that's right.
So he's already paying probably
he's paying over the odds.
More
he's paying twice. He's paying 100% over the odds.
But he would have cleared off the debt. United would have been debt free. He would have invested in the stadium. He would have invested in the team. But you know yourself what Colin told us. Within 3 years, United could be in administration.
Well, that's I think if no takeover came through. I think the fact that there's now 5 million or 1.25 billion going into the club, that will alleviate that problem for a while anyway. But I just hope Jim Ratcliffe.
You can
it's going into the club at some form or other. It's going into the club at some form or other.
But you can guarantee that 1.25 billion, whatever it is, will be going into the Glazers' back. But a majority of that will go into the Glazers' back.
Well, I mean, what's the point? What's the point then? What United need is their debt cleared off, or partially cleared off. So I just don't know. I'm sure Jim Ratcliffe, and I've no doubt he's a very astute businessman. He won't sign anything that doesn't benefit him. But I just hope he knows what he's doing with these Glazer boys, because I mean they really want to be continue milking that club for all it's worth, as they've done for the last 15 years. And that's why this agreement, whatever it is so important to the club. But I don't think it'll satisfy the bulk of the United fans, though. It might be okay for a while, but when they see nothing's really changing, they'll be back on their protests again.
I think they're protesting as from Saturday, Philip. I don't think it's going to. Nobody, even Colin, was fuming about it on Saturday when the news broke.
Yeah, don't blame him. If I was a United fan, though, I'd be saying that's not good enough. That's not good enough.
No. Well, a few people in the chat. Philip, screw Levy, says Tequila 316. Sorry, lads. No, you're talking to your opinion. We're not Levy lovers here. We're Levy in the middle. Me and Philip sit in the fence.
If he does something right, we'll praise him. If he does it wrong, we'll give him a bollocking. Same thing,
Yeah. Chris says, glad football's back this weekend. It was a bad weekend having to watch Carlisle performance versus Orient and that boxing circus. I know. I actually refused to watch. And then we got the end of the month, Tyson Fury fighting that fella from UFC at the end of the month. That's another. And they're expecting people to pay €49 to watch that. Nobody's going to pay €49. Now, if that was against Usyk for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world, yeah, I would pay €49 to watch it because it's a massive fight. So it's a unification of the world heavyweight titles. No problems. But I am not going to pay €49 to watch Tyson Fury come in there about 5 stone, too heavy, run around with some fella from the UFC, and it all being, a joke, and then getting hundreds of millions for it.
I don't follow.
Heavyweight boxing for me has gone down the tubes. It really has. It's not been the same. Really hasn't. Chris is also saying Man United are not dead. Even if Jim gets 25 minority stake, they need a plan. They need a proper director of football, proper sporting director. They need to work together to rebuild what United need to rebuild. Philip, look, we look at Tottenham. It's taken us years to get the right team into the right place. Now we've got them. Now, we know what happened after Sir Matt Busby left United. United went into a decline. And it never really got back to when Alex Ferguson took over. Sir Alex Ferguson took over. And then again, it took him another 4 years to put the house in order to get success that they got under him. Are we looking at the same thing happening at United now like happened after Sir Matt Busby left?
No, it's a completely different scenario, doing it. That was 45 years ago, 50 years ago that he left them. We're talking about now, talk in the papers this morning that the United players aren't behind Ten Hag. So that's a huge thing. If your players aren't behind the managers, we know at Spurs, it can cause problems. So this thing about this takeover, it's got to be done. I wouldn't say right, but it's got to be structured in such a way to benefit the club, not just the Glazers. We're not just Jim Ratcliffe is not just taking over money, or Manchester United, 25% of it, to put money in the back of the Glazers' pocket. That money has to go into the club, and then there'll be a force. There will be a force if they get it right. If they don't get it right, then we'll be 12 months' time. We'll probably be talking about the same thing, that United in chaos again, because the Glazers are still there, still milking the club for all they can do.
Look, for me, look, I think it's a bit like Levy and Enoch, right? When things are not going well, the fans will turn against the owners and the people that own the football club.
Yeah, of course. The natural, it's
right?
natural. It happens in so many different clubs.
Yeah, look, I think Ten Hag is the right man for Man United. I just feel he hasn't got the right players at United, and we all know that. We all know they're not good enough, like the Harry Maguires or whatever. It's a bit like us under Nuno and under Mourinho and Conte. Some of them players that play badly now have got a new lease of life under Postecoglou. So you can sack a manager all you want, Philip, and we've had it at Tottenham. It doesn't solve the problem. Do you know,
well,
the problem is...
It doesn't, but it does if you get the right manager in to replace him. Which we didn't do twice after Mourinho,
No, but United are in turmoil on and off the pitch.
Yeah.
There
does seem to be a dressing room. There does seem to be a bit of a issue in the dressing room with Ten Hag. Now, if he's big enough to get around that and get rid of the players that are causing, like Sancho is the one that he won't even talk to him now, I don't think. But I don't think he's the only one. So he's got to get the players that he wants, that want to play for the club, and he wants to play for them. And maybe this money is coming in will allow him to do that. But that means there's going to be one hell of a fire sale at Man United with players going out, if that's the case.
Yeah. Chris, we'll get through some of these comments here. We've got some good comments coming in about this conversation we're having, Philip. Man United just need to remove the Glazers from the footballing side and try to get them to work off the pitch, wherever they will. Is another thing. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We've got Timmy L.
It's a bit like moving Levy from the football side. We've now seemed to have achieved that. So if United can do the same with the Glazers, maybe the future is rosy enough for them.
Yeah. The Glazers were never going to do an outright sale, just teasing some bids to see what people would offer for a potential sale down the road, yanking some chains. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. We've got Chris. The Glazers are waiting for that massive potential TV rights deal in 2026, where 3 p.m. games could be potentially shown. Now, that is coming up for renewal, Philip, and that is going to be majorly important to the Premier League.
Yeah.
Now,
that's going to be very interesting. There's talk of Sky being outbid on that. There's talk of Sky being outbid.
Now, I've heard Amazon and some other company are bidding for it, and the deal is to show half the games live on terrestrial television. So going back
that wouldn't be a bad thing. That wouldn't be a bad thing, to be honest, because let's face it, at the minute you either pay your subscription or you get a hooky stream. So that wouldn't be a bad thing, to be honest with you, as long as the clubs keep getting the money. Because without that money, there's going to be a collapse of like a house of cards coming down in there.
There will be.
Clubs will not be able to continue to pay the wages they're paying.
Billions were pumped into Man United. Get a grip.
Billions were pumped out of Man United as well by the Glazers. We got the figures that they've taken 115 million out of the club in the last 10 years, haven't they?
Yeah. Isn't Radcliffe looking to take a fall? Yeah, eventually he is dragging nuts. Do you know? He will be. In 3 years or so, I've heard dragging. Yeah, that's what we're hearing. Jared, big up Jared O'Connor. Glazers are not to blame.
I don't think many United fans would agree with you there now. No. I think the Glazers are not flavour of the month with most Man United fans for whatever reasons. And the reasons are well documented.
Now, this I agree with. They'd be stupid to sack Ten Hag. Be round and round we go again. They should keep him, build a plan with him. Don't let Glazers get involved. And that's the thing, isn't it? We've went through that of sacking managers, Philip, time and time again. It doesn't work. If the players are not good enough for the previous manager, how the hell are they going to be good enough for the new manager?
Yeah.
We've seen it before. We've seen the likes of Eric Dyer, Sanchez, Dombele. When Conte came in, the end half of that season got Champions League, played out of the skins. The start of the next season, they're back to their best, playing rubbish. So, do you know what I mean? They're going to be the new Sunderland, who Man United. That would be funny.
United fans would agree with you there.
Yeah. And Jared says Harry Maguire is a good player. He just the wrong player, just the wrong players around. Spurs fan Harry and Jan, Big Andrew make. I agree with that, Philip. Actually, I do. I think Harry Maguire. I think what happened to him was too big of a price tag. Given the captaincy in Manchester United, it all got a bit too much for him. When you come from a team, no disrespect, a team like Leicester, which is a smaller club. Do you, and I think he could. I think Ange could turn him into a bit. Or do you think he's?
During the summer, I thought yes, Maguire would be a good buy, but now we've got Romero and Van de Ven as our mainstay centre back. So if Maguire does come, he's not even going to get into the first team. He'll get in when there's injuries, but that's about it, So he might have been a good buy before we got Van de Ven, but now I think he'd be a bit of a. We wouldn't pay 30 or 40 million for a guy to sit on the bench.
No, would you take him as a backup?
If he was cheap enough, yeah. Oh, yeah. But I mean, or get him on loan for the rest of the season to see how he fares out. Yeah, I certainly would, yeah.
Look. I think there's a good player in Harry Maguire. He's been playing well for England. He did up to a point. I think the situation at United has not helped him. It's like it's like Robbie Keane going to Liverpool. Robbie Keane's a great player, but never worked for him in Liverpool. And that happens to some players. They go to another club, but it just doesn't work for them. He came back to Spurs and he started playing well again. So, do you know? Chris is saying Dizan are bidding for it. I think they're also going to bid for Formula One as well, somewhere along the lines as well. Dizan and Amazon. I think Netflix are looking to bid for Formula One as well. Gerard, how much was spent by Man United in years? Billions. That's true as well.
Yeah, we're more concerned with the money that the Glazers took out of the club that might have done the club better if been left in, Oh, not that we spent loads of money. Not always in the right players.
No. We're not really concerned. We're concerned because we're football fans, and Man United are probably one of the biggest clubs in the world. But, it is shocking to see what's been happening to our clubs in the Premier League, Philip, up and down the league.
What's just very, very telling as well, Dermot? The fact, the way the European venues were announced last week, right? Old Trafford was not amongst them. Now, Old Trafford would have always been one of the first grounds you went to for those games because of the capacity, 75,000. It's because it's in such a disorder at the minute that it hasn't been picked. So that's very telling that Man United's ground was not picked for the Europeans.
And we were the first ones to be picked.
Well, I mean, let's face it, no, not bombing, but our ground is the best ground in the world at the moment.
It is.
So why wouldn't it be picked?
Yeah. And Tequila says, as Spurs fans, shouldn't we be happy one less rival? Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. And we're just discussing this generally. We're not discussing it with any great support for United. We're just saying, we're talking as it is,
And then we've got Chris saying, Manchester United are the poster boys for the Premier League, biggest club in England. Pains me to say they're like Ferrari in F1 and Manchester City are Red Bull. I agree with that 100%. I actually do. I do agree with that.
It's a good point.
United, a very good point. Really is a very, very good point. And Gerard O'Connor says, look, Man United fans are jealous of Liverpool's success of the last year compared to Man United spending. Liverpool did it on a shoestring, and they did. Liverpool did it. They sold Coutinho, I think, for 120 million and bought 3 players out of that, Philip, which won them the league, which won them a Champions League. Yeah. Do you know, Jurgen Klopp, for all these failures, has been a success at Liverpool. He bought them something that no other Liverpool manager since Kenny Dalglish could bring them, which was a league title. Yeah, and for a club at the size of Liverpool, they're going, what was it, 16, 17 years without winning a league? Or 20-something years? When was the last time they won the league? 1990.
Yeah, in the 90s, I think.
1990s, so...
They were nearly 25 years without winning it.
25 years with that. And for Liverpool, that's a long time. That is a very long time. Well, look, we have got a game tonight. That's the Man United stuff. We have got a game tonight. Of course, it is Gibraltar, the mighty Gibraltar. Look at them. The biggest team in the world against Ireland, the Republic of
Hang on,
Ireland.
let's just check out their ranking, see where they're ranked.
I got that to come, Philip. Don't worry. What channel is it on? Everyone's asking. Where can we watch it? Well, first you can watch it here because me and Philip are doing the watch along. We're giving up an hour and a half of our lives to watch shite, basically. After the last 2 days,
I'm gonna have Coronation Street on the background anyway. So
after the last 2 days of being upbeat and happy watching the rugby, I'm now going back into deeps of depression watching Mr. Blobby and his Green Army take on the might of Gibraltar, where Avon Ferguson will be marked by a 40-year-old centre-back who will probably get the better of him.
Probably still outpace him.
But anyway, if you do want to watch it,
did you see where Gibraltar are listed in the FIFA rankings?
I don't want to know.
You do. Now they rank the 202 clubs, right?
Yeah.
Or 202 countries.
Is this Gibraltar you're on about?
Yeah, Sri Lanka are bottom,
Yeah.
followed by Guam, the Bahamas, and Liechtenstein. Gibraltar are 198th.
Well, there you go. They got a chance then.
Yeah.
They got a chance tonight.
They have, all right. The lowest ranking they've ever been is 206th. The top ranking they've highest they've ever been is 190th.
Oh, well.
And their average ranking is 200. Dear.
There you go. Anyway, what channel is it on? You're asking. Well, it is live on RT2.
It's on the Discovery Channel, I think. The History
RT2.
Channel.
Yeah.
RT2.
RT2 and the RT Play from 7 o'clock. And you're asking, can I stream it online? You can. You can stream it online. Go onto the RT Player, put your VPN in, bring up RTE. Philip's looking, thinking, can he say that on here? Can he say that on here? Yeah, I can.
I'll do it far
Live
away.
matter tracker on rte.ie/sport. It's on the RTE News app. Updates and match footage on RTE Soccer Twitter and on RTE Sport Network. Now, let's go through. Now, this for me, right, is where have I put it now? We have to go back. Now, former Chelsea and Tottenham man wants Republic of Ireland job despite success in current role. And that's Gus Poyet. He was very complimentary over Ireland, Philip. He says, I would love that job. I would absolutely love that. I think it's a terrific place to come and play football. I was even surprised coming from the hotel, watching the people. I pay attention a lot. Well, I hope he does. He's a manager. How many people have got a tracksuit? Mind you, in parts of Dublin, us all people wear tracksuits.
Standard outfit, yeah.
Yeah, the black one. Well, a lot of black tracksuits. How many people have green? Listen, I'm Uruguayan. We're patriots. Huh?
Was he on the beer when he said this?
Yeah, he was, yeah. He was. He says, we are patriots. In Uruguay, apparently. I don't know. But I don't think many people buy the national team tracksuit. Don't remember, maybe I'm wrong, the shirt. Yes, but I don't think many people buy the tracksuit. They are with the tracksuit. It's proper. It is proper, so he says.
Jeez, it must be. I don't know. He's talking riddles.
But anyway, would you like Gus Poyet
book of poetry? Yeah, I wouldn't mind him actually. No, it's he's got that Greek team playing pretty well. But like, why would you leave a team like Greece and come to us? That's another thing I'd have to ask. You know?
Yeah.
Now, certainly he's not coming for the weather.
No, that's so true. That's true. Now, we've got Jerry Kane says, "What now for Kenny? Do not get me started on Stephen Kenny. Do not get me started."
I'll start the ticks. I'm going to start them now, right? That's 47 already, and the game hasn't even started yet.
I'm at 47 already.
Well, maybe not, but
okay.
Maybe I'm exaggerating a bit.
Be more tough a game than in their backyard than it was in Ireland. Yeah, it will be. Tequila says, "LOL, Domo, got to suffer for your country. AI don't even know who England are playing. That shows my injury. You're playing Italy tonight.
Italy tomorrow night.
No, tonight.
Is it tonight?
It's tonight. I think it's tonight.
Okay, I thought it was tomorrow night. No, maybe
no, they're playing tonight. I'm going for a 2-0 to Ireland. Woohoo!
All right, okay.
Big up, Chris. Tequila says, got to get me a VPN. Yeah, you do. They're very good, actually. You can be in the South Pole and get EastEnders on BBC iPlayer. It is
No,
tomorrow
damn
night.
it's tomorrow night. It's tomorrow night.
Yeah, I was getting excited. I thought I was ready to get my Italian flag out.
I
and
mean,
everything.
there's some absolutely massive nights on tonight. There's Iceland versus Liechtenstein. My God, how exciting!
Wow, that's the big game.
Greece and Netherlands, that'll be a good match.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, and then tomorrow night, there is Serbia versus Montenegro. That'll be tasty. Northern Ireland versus Slovenia, Malta versus Ukraine, Lithuania versus Hungary, and Finland versus Kazakhstan. So that's
there you go.
it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you need someone to kick these players' backsides. They need more than a kicking. They need a rocket launcher. Yeah.
I'll be back in a second. Okay.
Okay. Look, he's getting the FAI corner called Philip now to see can he take over tonight. Need Keano, either Robbie or Roy. Need both. I bring in both. Roy Keane and Robbie Keane. Please send out an SOS for Roy Keane to come back home. He's needed. Or both. I'll have both, Tequila, to be fair. Gerard's saying, who will be the new gaffer as the FAI ain't got a pot to piss in? Yeah, that is a slight problem. We haven't got any money to pay you. So when you do become our manager, we're going to pay you in Irish stew, Guinness, free tickets to go around the Guinness factory once a week, and a free weekend in Tipperary for the rest of your life, for as long as you're manager. So there you go. That's what the FAI would give them. Yeah, because we ain't got any money. Carl Simpson, big up, Carl. Afternoon, gents. I've walked into a Kenny Dermot rant again. Yeah, you will be. You wait till tonight. If we lose tonight, I'm definitely gonna lose my plot with him. Okay, Italy. Yeah, tomorrow night. Oh, might watch then. England tomorrow night for Italy. Chris is saying I work evening, so I'm happy to miss it. Well, that's fair enough. And then our fans booking parade tickets for beating mediocre Italy, who couldn't beat when it was really meant. So that's the point, right? International football is so boring at the moment, but it is. Fans will be, when it comes to your national side, fans are passionate, a bit like Sporting Tottenham. Fans are very passionate, and we will get there. Now, look, I've got this up now. Why the Republic of Ireland would be better served losing to the Netherlands than beating them in the Euro 24 qualifying next month as UEFA playoff system throws up bizarre placement. Now, this is the group, of course. Ireland have lost 5 of their 6 qualifiers, but sit 4th in Group B with the Netherlands 3rd. Now, as you can see, Gibraltar, they have lost 5 out of 5. France, of course, have qualified. Now, if Greece win tonight, Greece will qualify, I think, if they win tonight with 2 games left. Now, they would have played their games. So the Netherlands have 3 games left. We have 2 games left. I think 1 game left. And Gibraltar have to play the Netherlands, of course, next. Now, this is how it runs. It's confusing, so watch me. Right. However, Ireland can still be one of the 12 teams in March playoffs for the 3 remaining Euro places. Their chances of getting a playoff berth would be boosted if Netherlands qualify automatically, helped by beating Ireland in Amsterdam next month. Now, that is League A of the Nations League. Spain, of course, at top. Croatia, Italy, Netherlands are 4th. Denmark, Portugal, Belgium, Hungary, Switzerland are top 10. Of course, go on to Wales at 16th. Ireland are 26th in League B, which is like Montenegro, Romania, Sweden, Armenia, Russia, who of course who are banned, and Israel and Bosnia and Herzegovina and Serbia, Scotland, of course, in the top there. Now, that for me is absolutely bizarre. No team who have won 1 out of their 5 previous games should have any chance of qualifying through any thing to a playoff whatsoever. It should be the first 2 teams that qualify of each group, and then the team that finishes third go into the playoffs. I think UEFA have made an absolute horlicks of this. Really, I mean, it's absolutely diabolical. I mean, that is just ridiculous. I got through some of the chat here. It's basically a backdoor entrance. It is, and that's all it is a backdoor. We don't deserve to be there. 1 win out of 5. It's not good enough. Carl says, how the hell can Stephen Kenny still be in charge with 1 win and 5 defeats? We can't afford to sack him. It's as pure and simple as that. The FAI are broke. Haven't got to put the piss in, as Gerard said. We are broke as hell. So we can't afford to sack the man. And it's the worst football. I think I think under Steve Staunton, which was bad enough, or Brian Kerr, which was bad enough. Even Trapattoni's football was boring. But some of them qualified us for major tournaments. Stephen Kenny is supposed to come in with this big white hope and a big horse and with a big banner. I'm going to change Irish soccer forever. We're going to play the attacking way. We're going to bring in the youth. He hasn't done anything of the sort over the last 3 or 4 years. He got into the job because we couldn't afford to get a proper manager, and they decided let's bring in somebody from the League of Ireland. Let's do it. Let's get somebody in with that's managed in our league. And where's it left us? Tumbling down the world rankings, losing the teams like Greece home and away, which, no disrespect to Greece, we should be beaten. And we're going in tonight against Gibraltar, and I'm not confident we're going to win that. The only team we've beaten in this qualifier is Gibraltar at home, and we struggled at that as well. It is shocking. Irish soccer is in the doldrums, and we've got we've been given Euro 2028. Don't know how the hell we managed that. Carl Simpson's a Gibraltar 2, Ireland 1. Could you imagine the stream and ran from Dermo? No way you can lose today. Look, I'm gonna bring this up again, Philip. Look, 1 win. Look, Ireland have lost 5 out of their 6 qualifiers and sit 4th in Group B, right, with Ireland. Okay. But however, Ireland can still be one of the 12 teams in the March playoff for the 3 remaining Euro places. A chance of getting a playoff berth would be boosted if the Netherlands qualified automatically, helped by beating Ireland in Amsterdam next month.
It's like you want to be Einstein to work that one out. Like if Greece beat Holland tonight.
Yeah,
right?
well, look, there's the group there.
That's Greece gone through.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
But the point I was making, Philip, top 2 should qualify from every group, and then the 3rd place team should go into the playoff. Ireland do not deserve to be in the playoff, Philip.
I'm sorry. How can we get to the playoff? We've 2 matches left, right? Even if we win both those games, right? We're still going to have probably have an inferior goal difference to Holland. So, I don't know. I don't know how they're working this out. I really don't. I'm just taking it. They're gone. They're gone. They're gone. No matter what we do, they're gone.
Anyway, and also, this is it here. Now, Stephen Kenny. I will get to the
That's 48. 48.
Yeah. 48. Now, embattled Stephen Kenny insists he has no intention to resign. Now, this is what he said in the press conference, right? And by the way, Kenny did confirm that his contract would be extended until March in the event that Ireland secure a Euro playoff, a backdoor route that will only open if highly improbable see results. That man should have been sacked months ago, but we can't fucking afford to sack him because he's a dildo. I'm not considering resigning. Why? Why are you not considering resigning? You've won 1 game out of the last 5. You're an absolute imbecile prick, said Kenny. Oh, he really gets me going. He gets my blood boiling. I have done from day one.
Don't let it bother you. Listen, you getting your blood pressure to the roof is not going to help the FAI sack him. He is there until after the qualifiers are over. End of story, and then he's gone.
Right. The only reason he got the job, Philip, was A, because the FAA were broke, haven't got to pot the piss in. And secondly, they thought it'd be a brainwave. Someone come up with a brainwave when they were down the pub, having their general meeting in the back of some pub in Dublin, right? A few pints of Guinness later. All them pissed as coots. So somebody come up with a brainwave. I tell you what, lads, I've got an idea. Let's get a manager from the League of Ireland to manage the national side, and we'll bring a good feel factor back into Irish soccer. Well, that hasn't worked, has it?
No.
They should go back to the pub
No,
they're in, have another few
it
pints.
hasn't. It hasn't.
Um,
But anyway, listen.
um,
Let's not get our blood pressures high. You know, we don't. There's no need. Listen. It's at the end of the day, Dermot. The FAI made a mistake in appointing him. He will be gone, natural waste to the end of his contract. My biggest worry now is who comes in after him, because that is what we need to have a decent manager coming in, because he just does not have the players to play with. And that's where's he gone? He's hope his blood pressure hasn't gone too high. Anyway,
no, I'm fine. Anyway, I'm not considering resigning. So, Kenny, my contract is to the end of the campaign. I will finish it.
You're finished. Wake me up when you're finished.
We want to. I'm reading what he said in the press conference, Philip.
We want
to finish the campaign. Wake me up strongly, and we're determined to do that. Yeah, like hell. After that's completely out of my control, I have no control over the rest. I have to be realistic. Yeah, realistically, you're shit at the job. It was perfectly clarified. Jonathan Hill perfectly clarified it when he said that Stephen would be the manager until the games in November, and then they have a review to assess that. At the moment, that's out of my control. In this camp, it was important to try and win against Greece, but he didn't. We haven't managed to do that. Well done, Einstein. I understand that. That is not good result for us. Oh, you're clever. You're very clever. And that man does it. Anyway, then RT and that analyst, Didi Haman, I love what he said here, Philip. This is brilliant. Described Friday's performance as rock bottom, with the implication that being that things couldn't possibly get worse. However, such is the mood surrounding the Irish camp, it is hard to shake the feeling that they may not be true. Anything other than a win against Gibraltar should be unthinkable. But with 5 to 6 defeats in their 6 games, qualifying games, it is difficult to have faith in this Irish team. The game is very much a battle to see who will finish bottom of Group B.
Well, no, we're not going to finish bottom because Gibraltar's goal difference is so bad. There's no way we're finishing bottom. But second bottom is not good enough. Not good enough.
No. We'll go through some of the comments, Philip. It's actually brought in a few points. Carl is saying, how the hell can Stephen Kenny still be in the charge, 1 win and 5 defeats? Basically, because we're broke. We've got Chris saying it's basically a backdoor entrance. It is. Chris saying Damien Duff with Roy as assistant. Damien Duff doing well in the Irish League at the moment. He is doing very well.
Yes.
Very well. Gerard is
saying
rules are
rules. He needs a bit more experience, though.
Yeah, I think so. Rules are rules, Dermot, for TV money for the FAI. And that's what it is, isn't it, Philip?
Yeah.
It's all down to money at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's it.
Gerard said he did change the game. He did change forever, Domo. He won 1 game. Yep, that is so true. Right, I'm going to ask you a question, Philip, right? Out of all the Irish managers you've seen, right, I'll give you time to think about this, all right? Who is your top 3 worst Irish managers? I'll go through some of the comments, the rest of the comments, and I'll come back to the end. I'll give you time to think about that. I've got my sort of top 3 in my head. Okay, question. England, Wales, and Scotland have said they want to qualify. They want to qualify. Hang on. Can you read that question? Sorry, Philip.
England, Wales, and Scotland have all said they want to qualify out of the group for Euro 2028. What would you want to do as technically you should be automatically qualified? Yeah, well, there's five home nations, if you call it. There cannot be 5 automatic qualifiers. There'll be 2. And I think that'll be based on probably results for coefficients, or whatever they call it. So from that point of view, you're probably talking England and Scotland, but possibly Wales, but certainly will not be Northern Ireland or us. Absolutely not. No chance. So that's the way I look at that, you know.
Do you think really the time has come for it? Look, we'll have an All-Ireland team in rugby, Philip.
Oh, don't start this. You know my feelings on this. It's never, ever going to happen. Not football.
I'm just saying. I know it's never going to happen, but if you look at it, and you've had you look at the rugby, how well they can play together. If you had an All-Ireland soccer side, would that be more successful than what we've got at the moment? If it ever did happen,
probably be worse. It'd probably be worse because Northern Ireland the same problem as we have. There's no decent players. No. Absolutely none. Very few. So no, that's not going to happen. And plus, it's never going to happen from a religious and political point of view either. And that's the biggest drawback to it. You know.
Carl Simpson says dildos are useful for some people. Yeah, that's true. Kenny has a sweetheart deal with the FAI. Dermo, yeah, he has. And then, big up, Ed. It said at the time Kenny was appointed, Paul Cook, who was doing well at Wigan at the time, had League of Ireland experience for Sligo. Should have been Cook with Stephen Reid, as it says. Now that was a good shout at the time.
Yeah.
It was all down to money, wasn't it, Philip?
This disagreement between Mick McCarthy going and him, I don't know what. I don't really understand what happened there, but it was a bad decision. It was a bad decision.
Yeah. Before we go, Philip, who's your worst 3 Irish managers?
Oh God!
I'm going for Steve Staunton, Trapattoni, and Stephen Kenny.
I would say Johnny Giles. He didn't do very well with us. Trapattoni and Kenny. Yeah. No, sorry, Staunton and Kenny. You think Stephen Kenny was bad? Staunton was worse.
I don't know. I think Kenny's
I'm the gaffer. I'm the gaffer. Remember that one? I'm the gaffer.
Yeah, I'm the gaffer.
I'm the gaffer. You stick Dundalk accent.
Look, we are back later with the watch along tonight. Can I just say for me and Philip, thank you for the views we've had for the last 2 watch alongs for the rugby. They've been mental, haven't they, Philip?
Unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
You think we knew something about rugby, you know? We think we were rugby experts.
Yeah.
We're bluffing our way through it and we got away with it.
I just couldn't believe what we got the weekend. It was, and also on the Full-Time Sports Network as well. So please join us back here at 7:30. Me and Philip will be bringing you all the latest from the Algarve as Gibraltar take on Ireland. Philip, we will be keeping them up to date with the rest of the internationals.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, I think we're off tomorrow, aren't we?
Yeah, well, I'm off anyway. Yeah,
we're off tomorrow.
And then we'll have the alarm clock set in case we fall asleep during the match, you know.
Yeah, we will, yeah. We've got a few more questions here. Chris says, no host should get automatic qualification, in my opinion. Keep that for tonight. We'll talk about that tonight, actually, at halftime. And then Gerard said, we should not have to qualify if this is a bailout. We should not have to qualify if this is a bailout for the FAI. We'll go into that tonight. That's a very good point as well. That's 2 good points, which we will go and talk about tonight, guys. But listen, whatever you do, thank you all for watching. And as ever, come on, you Spurs. In Big Ange, we trust.